making their way to the ring and also making their debut in SWA Championship Wrestling from Lafayette, Louisiana, the Kajun Outlaws. This event is part of the SWA Tag Team Tournament, a first-round matchup. The Kajun Outlaws earned their opportunity by basically running roughshod across all of the competition in Southwest Louisiana and East Texas. And if you can't tell, I think it's pretty obvious now who this crowd here in Ellisville, Mississippi is behind. Making his way to the ring, Jones County's native son, Calvin Rose, Nick Wonder. Standing on the ring ropes, Rhett the Threat. The Kajun Outlaws. And the inaugural SWA Tag Team Tournament is underway. Kelly Sander is joining me back here at our broadcast location ringside. The fifth man in the ring for this contest, referee Skip Danucci.
I think I hit my microphone there, Lanny. I didn't mean to. There.
Oh, a lot of excitement in this building tonight, Kelly. The inaugural SWA Southern Tag Team Championships will be awarded at the conclusion of this event.
I did not envy the promoters of SWA because once the word got out that those belts were going to be put up, I mean, every tag team in the Southeast wanted to take part of it, and of course, not everybody can.
Well, absolutely. You know, the tag team talent here in SWA is stringent on its own regard. Nick Wonder and Mike White starting this out. Wonder with the armbar here. White goes to the ring ropes, going to force the break. And I'll tell you, Kelly, more than 24 tag teams formally applied for entry into this tournament. The Kajun Outlaws were selected after a very impressive 2019 showing, running roughshod across Southwest Louisiana, East Texas, numerous tag team championships across the independent circuit to their name. Very, very fitting opponents here for a couple of hometown favorites, Calvin Rose and Nick Wonder, here in the opening round of the SWA tournament.
Well, the Kajun Outlaws, Lanny, have got to have something to do when they're not out tagging gators, right?
Absolutely, and some athletic ability and a high level of technical skill here being displayed by both Mike White and Nick Wonder. A 2 count, rolls him across, another 2 count. Two teams trading 2 counts here. Mike White and Nick Wonder showing a high level of technical wrestling here in the early going. And this crowd here in Ellisville, Mississippi is solidly behind the team of Nick Wonder and Calvin Rose. The Kajun Outlaws, newcomers to SWA, not finding a lot of love here.
Well, the Outlaws The Outlaws are they're so tough. All those guys down on the bayou, they've got to kind of use their strength and outstrong people, if you will, and use their brains a little bit. And they're outsized here. So
White pushes Wonder back, shoots him across. Wonder up and over. The somersaults out of the corner, showing his athletic ability, frustrating Mike White here a bit.
Well, we talked about how tough and strong the Outlaws are, but Nick Wonder with his athleticism and quickness can be frustrating to whoever he wrestles.
And now we're going to get our first look at Rhett the Threat.
Thibodeau. And you got to wonder if that shoulder really is hurt, Lanny, or if he might use that to his advantage sometime.
I'm certainly that's an old Gator wrestling injury, Kelly.
You can look at film all the time on different teams, but until you actually get in the ring with them, you can't really know all the nuances.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, one thing that Nick Wonder must have seen on film was that shoulder and shoulder brace of Rhett the Threat, because he is focused in on that left shoulder, and wow, Rhett the Threat tries to roll through. Wonder follows him. What a fantastic display of athletic ability.
And he anticipated that, too. Anticipation is half the game. You know, like an outfielder getting a jump on a fly ball. If you can anticipate where it's going to be, you're a step ahead of the game. And
hammerlock into a side headlock, back into wrenching that left arm. Rhett the Threat makes his way to the ring rope, forcing a break. Nick Wonder backs off, giving him the room required. Square. Waist lock by Rhett the Threat here. Wonder goes under, drops down for a quick count. Only going to get a 1 on that. Skip DiNucci, got to get out of the way there, buddy. Rolling him across again.
Nice
1,
move.
2. Very nice cradle there by Nick Wonder. Rhett the Threat seems a little discombobulated, asking Skippy DiNucci what in the world is going on here.
But I don't think Skip DiNucci saw Mike White put a boot into the. Uh-oh, here comes Big Calvin.
Here comes the powerhouse in this match, Big C, Calvin Rose, the hometown hero, former college football star. And I'm going to tell you what, Rhett the Threat, you do not want to trade ham bones with Calvin Rose. Rose shoots him across. Oh, big back elbow, Kelly. And Rhett the Threat is reeling. Big power slam. And he's got one for Mike White. And the Cajun Outlaws have vacated the premises.
There's no such thing as a timeout in wrestling. I mean, you can't call a timeout, but essentially what they've done is get a timeout because they get that count outside the ring.
Mike White and Rhett the Threat, seems like they're deciding if they're even going to continue this match. Calvin Rose is a handful in that wrestling ring, Kelly.
I've never, thankfully, Lanny Mixon, taken a right hand from Calvin Rose. Right on the noggin, but anybody that has had one said it's like nothing else they've ever felt.
Oh my goodness! Rhett the Threat is going to have to reevaluate his strategy here. All right, slings Rose into that middle turnbuckle. Mike White giving him some payback for that big right hand he caught a while ago. Here comes Nick Wonder. Skip DiNucci distracted, allowing a double team across the way. Rhett the Threat now tags White in, rakes Calvin Rose's eyes right across that top ring rope. Some big shoulders here from Mike White.
Really, that's a smart move by getting Calvin blinded a little bit, because obviously he can't get after anything he can't see.
Big European uppercut there by White. And this crowd here in Ellisville, Mississippi, solidly behind Calvin and Nick.
Well, this is his backyard, is Calvin Rose, and they love him.
Well, I can tell you, Kelly, one thing that's really apparent here in the last few minutes is that these Cajun Outlaws are well associated together, working very well as a tag team here.
Well, Mike White has taken 2 shots outside the ring from Calvin Rose. See how they're going back to the eyes again?
Well, if you can't see, you can't fight if you can't see, Kelly.
Right, that's smart. Not necessarily legal, but smart.
Oh, a big back body drop here from Calvin Rose on Rhett the Threat.
He had to have been up 8 feet in the air on that.
Goodness gracious.
Beautifully executed by Calvin Rose.
Now he's measuring
What style do you call this that Rhett Thibodeau's fighting with? I don't.
Yeah, I guess it's called get some of everything you got. Big drop kick there by Rhett the Threat. Here comes Mike White, running lariat, drops Calvin Rose, moves in for the cover, feet on the middle turn, on the middle ring rope. Gets a stern warning there from Skip DiNucci. Goes right to the choke, Kelly.
That's clearly a choke. We can see it from here. Now he goes to the choke with the
shin, using the shin as to choke Calvin. And here comes Wonder. He has seen enough, but that distraction gets the attention of Skip DiNucci.
Well, Calvin is like a tree, really. And have you ever tried to lift a big log like that?
Well, I'll tell you what, the Cajun Outlaws, they have gained the upper hand here on Calvin Rose through means legal and maybe not so legal, but they have got the big man reeling right here. Here comes Rhett the Threat. Oh, I don't know what he was going for, but it was a bad idea, Kelly. Big shoulder block. Calvin Rose recalling his football days here at the local Jones College.
Well, I think Calvin probably saw what was coming, and it was either hit or be hit. And that goes back to his football days too, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely does. Oh, Calvin reversed that one, throwing Rhett the Threat into his own partner's big boot there. Oh, boot to the gut.
Outlaws usually don't make that mistake.
Oh.
Went into that shoulder, didn't he, with that
He did,
boot.
big size 13, but I'll tell you, Calvin went down awkwardly, and he is grimacing as he is grabbing that left knee.
He's right. Does he know that Nick Wonder's right there? There's a tag.
1, 2, and 3. Calvin Rose, Nick Wonder, victorious here. It appears that Calvin has injured his knee.